Hey, welcome back to Newton Sluggin Rebels Baseball. I am your host, Gerard Obelechner. Carb is getting a pen for his scores book. Sorry we started this a little late, but we were kind of running off with our heads off, trying to get everything set. But we are here. It's now a 3-1 count for Gates. It's a swing and a miss. Gates. Three-two now. This one's popped up towards left field. This is in foul territory, and this will be caught by the left fielder. And they'll make it 1 out for the Sluggin Rebels.
Well, hello, Jared. It's good to be back here. I had to do those GM activities for. We got Kevin Jenks, and we'll be talking to him here in a little while, doing a little interview with him. CEO of the Baseball Inc., whatever, in Wichita, also the head of the NBC. Everybody knows Kevin.
Larenga now to the plate, and he was some trouble for us the other day. So he swings and misses this one for strike number one. Larenga hit a 3-run bomb that kind of started started shifting the momentum last game for us, as he'll be outside for ball number one.
Yeah, definitely. He was getting a little day off, and then let him come in, and he hit straight center field.
So we call for a strike.
I think it's wise how they're pitching them right now. Stay away from the fastballs, try to mix it up. You got to show fastball, but you got to watch where that fastball you place at.
Griffin Hewitt on the mound checks back first base for Jojo Nieves. So first. 1-2 count, 1 out. Another check back. We've probably already had 6 or.
Well, he knows how dangerous. He knows how dangerous Nieves is with his speed, and he's getting a pretty good lead.
1-2 count.
Trying to keep that double play intact right here.
This one's outside. 2-2 count for Larinaga. Jojo leaves. This will be popped up towards right field. And the first baseman will mess up and kind of fall.
Yeah, he kind of this. I don't know if he accounted for the wind. It's the wind. That wind's blowing out there and straight out.
That was Connor Owens at first. Couldn't make the play, but still 2-2 count for Larinaga.
That was a great pitch there.
Hewitt gets him for strike number 3.
That's nice. Nice breaking pitch right over the middle.
Yeah, that's a nice breaking pitch. Now, and that strikeout was sponsored by your Pizza of Noon.
I think Larinaga, he was definitely guessing.
Designated hitter number 24, Connor Allen, to bat for a great win.
Number 24, Connor Allen, playing DH. He was playing catcher the other day. Now he's playing DH. 2 outs, man on first. This one's low and away. He gets away from the catcher. That's just enough time for Jojo to take off for second. Just a little bobble.
And now he's in scoring position. Again, that was one thing that they've been battling. Is 2 outs and scoring runs. We hope that changes today.
Hewitt. A little high, but called strike number 1. 1-1 count. Connor Allen hits this one towards the shortstop. Don't make the play at first. And now in the inning for the Newton Sluggin Rebels, defensively wise at least. Now bring up the bottom of the first, as Hewitt has had himself a solid outing so far with not two strikeouts, a ground out, and a strikeout against one of the best hitters in the league. And with that, we'll take a quick little break, and we'll be right back.
Everyone here tonight can guess which one.
And welcome back to the bottom of the first, as the Newton Sluggin Rebels look to get ahead of the Batcats. So this one's called strike number one. As Ethan Guerra faces a 1-1 count. Guerra hits this one just a little over the shortstop, and that'll be a base hit for Guerra, who's routing first.
Yeah, just that little base hit. Doesn't try, like you and I talking about, he doesn't try to do too much, does he? It's a little base hit, nothing special. I mean, this little gets on base. That's what he's doing as a leadoff.
And that leadoff single by Guerra was sponsored by Central National Bank of Newton, Money for Life, member of FDIC. And this will bring up Easton Elliott, number 2. He's had himself a pretty strange season. I mean,
yeah, he started out really hot.
He tries to take bunt.
Well, I like to see him do that, but the thing is he looked more defensive on that bunt. Get that barrel, get set. Use this grass to your advantage.
Gerard gets checked back. The pitcher for the Batcats is Dash Albus. He is so far 13 innings pitched, 7 hits. As Easton Elliott actually hits this one to second base. This might be a double play, and this one.
No, that bobble right there by the second baseman.
As Easton's speed breaks up the double play. Now with only 1 out.
The third baseman, number 7, Drake Gerard.
So I was saying, Dash Albus's pitching stats so far: 13.2 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 7 walks, and 21 strikeouts. So this will bring up Drake Gerard.
Yeah, Drake, special player, can pitch, can hit.
Gerard hits this one towards center field, and this looks like it will drop. So that'll be a base hit. Central National Bank of Newton base hit from
In the cleanup
Gerard.
spot for the Sluggin Rebels, designated hitter number 9.
That brings up the designated hitter, Balin Sorensen.
Yeah, he did a great job the other day, didn't it? First inning, accounted for the 3 runs for the Sluggin Rebels. So that 3-run home run in the first inning on that fastball. Strong young man, isn't he?
Looks like Sorensen's kind of found his footing at DH other than catcher,
Right.
where Jackson Young is today.
Well, and I know, Coach, he wants to play those hot hitters. Those guys are putting good, consistent, hard contact on the ball.
So down and low, gets away from the catcher.
Yeah, Drake wasn't sure right there, but that's where Sorensen's got to make sure and help. You know, if he sees it, go, wave at him.
Connor Allen kind of lost the ball on that one and let the pitchers or runners advance.
But, yeah, the
into
runners
scoring
advance.
position.
This great situation. Sorensen looking for a good fastball, I guarantee you, especially, right now. But they might throw off speed. They may throw, because what he did the other day. So we'll see what their pitching plan is.
This one is
A little off speed.
off speed, called a strike. 1-1 count now.
Especially from a lefty.
Sorensen
And the fastball inside.
called a ball. 2-1 count now. Albus looks to not give up another 3-run homer to Sorensen. One out. Sorensen hits this, kind of dribbles up to the shortstop and it's kind of bobbled, but he'll make the play at
Make
first.
the run, got the run in.
But Sorensen hits in the run for an RBI. That'll bring up 2 outs. With Connor Owens now to the plate.
Well, and what helped right there, Gerard assists that ball that got by the catcher. Both runners advance, and that's the little things like there, just.
Actually, that is Tyler Palmer. The 5-hole. This ball is high.
Must have been late scratch because of the.
Or do they have Owens and Palmer switched?
Yeah.
Palmer fouls this one away towards the dugout.
I think you're right. They did. Let's see.
One count now for Palmer.
Be nice to see Palmer get a hold of one right here, hit a gap, or anything. Just.
So he swings and misses this one. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Man on third.
It's good to see us get on that scoreboard first time, right there. You want to be the first to score. I always feel that's an advantage there.
It's great momentum as Palmer strikes out swinging. As that'll bring up
That's it.
the top of the second inning. As the Rebels get 2 hits and only 1 run. With that RBI from Sorensen, bringing in Easton Elliott. And with that, we'll be right back.
For the Sluggin Rebels. State fans are fantastic.
And welcome back to the second inning. As Hewitt pitches a strike. Hewitt's off to a good start. He gets some swinging and missing from a slider.
Yeah, Hewitt from Washburn University. He's from Highland Ranch, Colorado. One of your favorite places, you said.
Yeah. That's Adam Mustow.
Look at that.
It's a drop 3 strike.
And that's tough on
make the play.
That's tough on a lefty right there. See that ball break, especially away from him. Great job.
As with that strikeout, sponsored by your Pizza of Noon.
Hewitt records his second strikeout.
We're bringing up number 10, Grant Farlander, who's playing catcher.
Yeah, you and I were kind of wondering how that day off, how it's going to affect. So far, it looks so good.
Hewitt pitches a strike.
Seeing right there, it's like a lefty right there. It's just where you locate that fastball. And usually it's going to be away. If he can locate that fastball and then utilize his breaking, because he has that natural break too.
Yeah.
Comes in on the hands.
This one's hit foul towards right field.
But can come back. You never know.
Almost did. It's the top of the...
That's one thing Connor Owens found out on that earlier foul ball.
Hit the top of the Batcats dugout. As Hewitt gets this one to be popped up to the second baseman, but will be made by the first baseman, Connor Owens.
Yeah, he come across. Probably had a better angle on it, too, with the sun.
Right fielder, Dawson French.
So we now have 2 outs.
That was really good, too good of an 0-2 pitch, though, but he got away with that.
As we have the right fielder, Dawson French, now up to the plate, number 9.
It's a nice day. It's going to be hot for a little while, and I think it's going to cool down.
So this one's hit towards left and center field. And this will be made by the center fielder.
Yeah, that's Palmer.
Palmer? As that catch by Palmer will now bring up the bottom of the second inning. As the Rebels are still up 1-0 with only 2 hits. And we'll be right back.
And the score remains Newton 1.
And welcome back. And welcome back as we're going to restart the stream real quick because we seem like we're having some connection issues. So we'll be right back. And welcome back to Newton Sluggin Rebels Baseball as we had some connection issues on our end.
Yeah, but this what people miss right there. Connor Owens led off the inning and grounded out 4-3 to the second baseman. Now we have Dalton Patton.
As Patton looks at a strike. 2-1 count now for Patton. It seems like everything's running well now for our live stream.
Good. Who knows, right?
2-1 count. Patton takes a swing and a miss.
Well, I was going to say, Gerard, we've been pretty fortunate. We've, in all the games we've done, haven't had any problems. Good, but things happen.
This is our first one. This is our first.
Yeah, first time we've had a little breakdown, but it's out of our control.
Yeah. Seems like everything's working now. So Albus takes a step off the mount. 2-2 count for Patton as he fouls this one off in the dirt.
They keep battling right there. This is very important. You and I were talking about the other day. The importance. They had to shut down the inning. We scored. They didn't score. We need to keep trying to score. Just keep 1 run here, 2 runs.
This one, he gets caught looking for strike number 3.
Yeah, I mean, that was close enough that you got to be swinging.
So that'll be a strikeout for Albus.
And you don't want to, believe me, you don't want to get on a bad side on a hot day with an umpire. You know, he said something to the umpire. Umpire, I think, gave him a warning. Like, look, it looks like it is. That's what's going on, Coach Olson's. And he actually, I don't know if he ejected him. I don't know. We'll see. But he's not going to put up with that.
It's called time right now from the umps as having the manager to.
Well, I think that's why guys got to cool it. You know, it's we've talked about this as a team that if you get thrown out of a game, you're suspended. You're for the game. Yeah, at least.
After that conversation, now we have 2 outs with Jackson Young now up to the plate.
And my guess it might be. I mean, for him to take that long right and everything, he must have said something that I don't think an umpire liked. That's the only thing I could say. You know, that's.
So now Jackson Young from Wichita State, the catcher, up to the plate. 2 outs.
Get something going with 2 outs.
This ball's high. Ball number 1.
Yeah, there's some umpires you can talk to, some you don't. And especially, I always felt like if I didn't know the umpire, I sure wasn't going to, especially as a player, say something to him. And
Jackson swings and it looked like kind of a
delay.
Half check swing
yeah,
on
well,
that one.
I don't, it's like he's not reading the ball right there because the ball was almost on the catcher when he swung. I mean, it was almost, just over the plate. You just got to pick it up out of his hand just a little better, especially a lefty. You can see the ball.
1-1 count as he takes another hack at it. 1-2 count.
Just got to work on approaches. I mean, we've talked about that. You don't want to be swinging the balls in the dirt. The ball will get to you. Doesn't let it come up to your zone.
Young looks at another high ball.
It's a good eye there.
2-2 count now.
Let's see what kind of approach he has with 2 strikes.
I have a feeling with Albus, he's been swinging at the low strike, so he might attack that one more time. So again, check swinging again. So he gets him to full-on swing on the outside pitch, and that'll be strikeout.
Yeah, that was a change up there.
That'll be strikeout number 3 for Albus. And that will end the inning for your Newton Sluggin Rebels, as they still lead 1-0 with 2 hits. And we'll be right back. And welcome back to the top of the third inning now. I think we got word that the second baseman has been ejected as Easton Elliott got moved to second.
The second baseman, number 6, Brady Kreitzer.
Yeah, Dvorak is now in the game, and like I said, you got to keep cool. And even if I don't care if it's a strike or ball, whatever you get, the umpire called it, and you just maybe shake your head and walk back to the dugout. Yeah, you got to live with it, but there's nothing you can do. It's the first at bat.
So I'll be fouled off.
We're trying to win games, and we want our players to stay in the game. And Dalton, he's from Eastern Oklahoma State. He should know better. I know that. And he's frustrated. He's a competitor. We know that. He definitely plays hard. But you just got to know when to bite your lip and turn the page.
It's Brady Kreitzer from Hayes, Kansas, now to the plate. Facing a 1-2 count. This one's fouled off towards the parking lots in right field. 1-2 count for Kreitzer. Hewitt looks to get his third strikeout. And this one's just line drive to the third baseman.
Yeah.
That'll be Drake Gerard. I don't know why you keep on saying Derek. Drake Gerard makes a play at third.
Yeah, I heard you say it before. You always say Drake.
Yeah.
That great play in the field, sponsored by Carl Hodges and family.
How's that?
Well, that one day off kind of threw you off. Just having that day off, that's what happens. Even two announcers.
As that great play in the field was sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000.
I say Kreitzer shot. That was a good shot right there. He hit that ball hard.
So this will bring up Raven Malone, the 9-hole for the Batcats. So now he's looking at 1-1 count. Malone had himself a pretty decent game the other day. So that one's fouled off.
Mr. Jim there always supplying us with that water, man. Especially, it's pretty special
Pretty hot
today.
day.
We need that.
1-2 the count. One out. It's Malone.
Wow. Nice.
He rang up for strikeout number 3 for
and right there,
Hewitt.
Jared, it's a high strike. And that's probably what he called on Patton. Is that high strike, but he's calling that. So that was consistency, though. He's calling on both teams. And that's what you're trying to find out early in the game, especially first inning, what the umpire strikes on.
Strike boxes, yeah.
Yeah, so, right there. And, unfortunately, Patton didn't agree with it, but it happens. But it helped us right there with strikeout of Malone.
It's JoJo Neves with the plate. That one's a little too high. Ball number 1.
Yeah, this guy's been I'll tell you, he gets on base, doesn't he?
He's been a pain in the butt for us when he's on the base path.
4 or 5 times a day on base and just finds a way. If it's a bunt, it's anything, he'll do it.
1-0 count as he gets kind of jammed on that one. The second baseman, Easton Elliott, will make the play in the inning.
Good inning.
For the Batcats. And with that, the Rebels still lead 1-0, 2 hits. And nothing for the Batcats. As that will bring up the bottom of the third. And we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the bottom of the third inning as the Rebels lead 1-0 against the Batcats.
Left fielder Jack Bell to lead
Jack
off
Bell
the bottom half of the third inning
leads
for the
off
Sluggin Rebels.
for the Rebels. It was the 9-hole today. Haven't seen too much of Bell too much, and now he's in the starting lineup as he hits this one to the shortstop and will just get by him. So that'll be a base hit for Bell.
Yeah, Jack Bell, like I said, I know we had a talk, about back, I think it was the second game or whatever of Derby, second or third game, and talking about approach and thinking about the game, and he took it to another level. He had, up there at Great Bend, he had a double and a single, had 2 hits, and right there he leads with another hit. So he's figuring it out. Good to see.
As that base hit was sponsored by Central National Bank. So bring the top of the lineup, Guerra. Kind of check swings, but get called up for a strike.
Yeah, I think that was a changeup.
And get people to check swing on those, yeah.
Oh, yeah, everybody's sitting fastball, whatever. But I like to say Guerra's, for his age, one of the best guys right now that we have on the team that can make adjustments.
0-1 count. See, looks away as this ball gets away from the catcher. Farlander.
Now, it's going to be important to see what Guerra does right here. If he's going to move him over, get him over somehow. And I think Coach Josh over there, Jones, is kind of mentioning something, I used to say, do your job. I mean, in other words, get them over. Do your job, whatever it takes. If you want to bunt, if you want to hit to the right side, just get him over to third base.
So Albus gets checked.
Thing about Bell, he's got pretty good speed out there. That's what I like. We got him the base pass. The thing is about speed, you just got to get him on the base.
This ball once gets away from Farlander again.
What's that old saying? You can't steal first. That's so. I mean, you just got to get on base, and then things happen, and everything rushes. Everything. Even when you put it in play, to making the defensive play, everything rushes, and that's when the infielders make mistakes.
1 strike for Guerra with 2 balls. Make that 3
Whoa,
now.
I thought he was about ready to call that, but
So now a 3-1 count for Guerra. And I think in this spot, you just want to see another pitch. You don't want to swing at it unless it's, a toss-up.
Well, like I said, the worst thing I always just gave me as 3-1 pop up to the infield.
So he'll hit this one towards the shortstop, but he moved him over. Guerra will be called out at first, but that moves Jack Bell to third. Now in scoring position with 1 out now. So I'll bring up Easton Elliott, now the second baseman.
Now, Elliott right now, just get a good pitch to hit right here. And like I said, he's got some good speed, and we'll see how they're playing their infield. If they're playing back, all he has to do is hit a ground ball, and they're going to score, But
Elliott already showed some,
But they are staying back. So, that right there, if you just.
So Elliott takes a line drive towards the Rebels dugout.
Yeah, I think Elliott just let the ball get a little deeper. He's kind of going after the ball. Just let it get deep, stay balanced, go with your pitch. But even if it's down on the ground, look how the infield's back. I don't know if you guys can see in your screen there.
As Elliott popped this one up deep towards center field, and this one was
gone.
Oh! Home run for Easton Elliott, and that'll be a 2-run home run. As that home run was sponsored by John Oldham and family, proud friends of the Newton Sluggin Rebels. As Easton Elliott just smacked that one out of there. I think that one almost went 400. That's
390 right
390
there. Went
out
over,
there.
But Easton Elliott, who's not a big guy, he's right there, unbelievable. Elliott's 6 foot 170, not the biggest guy, more on the slender side, and we're just hoping to get that running. Well, he definitely did that with a two-run home run.
That 2-run home run now brings up the 3-hole.
Scored Jack Bell. Jack Bell did his job.
So they called a strike.
you know, in the summer, the ball will travel more. You know, with the heat. That's proven fact. That's why you see major leaguers. If people are doing like fantasy baseball, you'll do it. You'll find out the most numbers are going to jump during the summer
later
months.
In the season.
Yeah, I mean, just the ball jumps just because those early Detroit nights, it might not so, or Minnesota, or I'm just telling you, give me a little the fantasy tip of the day right here. That's what happens when you draft guys. It's just tough. And all of a sudden it starts heating up. And
it's a 2-1 count for Drake Gerard. As he'll smack this one towards first. I'll bring up the second out of the inning. So there's
what happened out there?
a scoreboard issues. It said we had 2 outs, but
there we go.
we only had 1 out at that time, so a little confusion, but
yeah,
we're all good now as Sorensen's now to the plate.
It's great staff that I have here. I mean, they'll figure it out, won't they? They do a great job.
Sorensen.
That's that high fastball the other day that he hit out.
Shook his head and said.
But Sorensen, the first at bat in the first inning, grounded out to shortstop and had an RBI.
As he'll
almost down the line.
Almost lined that one to first.
What happened? Catcher's interference.
And now we have.
Yeah, it must have been catcher's. Yeah.
Now Sorensen will make his happy way to first. Is now Tyler Palmer up to the plate.
It's called CI, catcher's interference. Yeah, catcher's interference.
Tyler Palmer,
Albus looking for his 4th strikeout. As Palmer hits this one up to third. And now make the routine out to end the inning for the Newton Sluggin Rebels.
What a big
inning.
Yeah.
Easton Elliott with a 2-run home run will now make the Newton Sluggin Rebels lead 3-0 with 4 hits and no errors.
All right. Well, we have a special guest coming up here.
And we'll be back.
Left fielder Kyle Gates.
Here we go. We're stopping we're going to top of 4th. I have a special guest with me, a guy I've known quite a long time.
How you doing, Carv?
Kevin James. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Little lefty out here throwing some good strikes here, and you here just doing a good job for the Rebels up to 0-2. So we want to talk to you. You know, that's the thing. You came out here through the first pitch. You and I always talked about it for 2 or 3 years or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm glad you made it especially on Father's Day. I know you're a busy guy and everything, and to make that commitment to come out here, and it meant a lot to both teams, the people around here, and I kind of want to talk to you about let's say, the future of the NBC, everything, everything that you'd like to talk about, people want to. They probably ask you all the time.
I'll try to look into our crystal ball and see what we can come up with there.
Can you do that?
We're trying. We're trying. And thanks for having us out. And it's a great honor to come out here, throw the first pitch, and we've known each other for a long time. And of course, Rebels and certainly the Batcats are members of the Sunflower Collegiate League, and also see some old friends at the same time. So. When you ask that question about the future of the NBC and we're trying to solidify that. We thought things might be a little different with playing down at Riverfront Stadium.
Yeah.
And we're not down there this year. We'll split time with Hutchinson and Wichita State at X Stadium, and which is great. It's fine. But Lawrence Dumont Stadium was our home for 84 years.
Oh yeah.
And we. Won't be back downtown this year, but we're certainly trying to get back downtown, but also just trying to solidify, whether it's one location or whatever it is. It is a challenge having two locations,
right?
Because you basically move your office right in the middle of your World Series. In this year, it's like last year, we have 4 games scheduled on that Sunday, July 31st, and then we have 4 games scheduled the next day over at X Stadium, and it's not the most convenient event for us, but certainly I think we make the most of it and try to give the teams and the fans the best experience we possibly can.
Yeah, well, I appreciate everything you've done because, like I said, I've been a big NBC guy. I mean, ever since I played in it, coached in it. I would say kind of around there, a long fly ball. That's 1, 2, 3 in, and we'll stay and we'll talk a little, okay? Is that right with you?
That sounds great.
But I was going to ask you this. When all this happened, back then I was around with, Lawrence Dumont all these years, and then when you had the wing nuts and you had independent ball, were you guys planning on, you were planning on something that was going to happen. It was going to be NBC was going to stay downtown.
Well, I think that's what we were told, yes.
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
And we weren't brought into the conversations and the negotiations between the new team and the city, which owns the stadium, and so we're kind of just left to with what's been given to us, and it's without really having anything to do or say about it, and we have some private conversations and behind closed doors about it, and so. We feel strongly that we're going on 88 years now. This will be our 88th year coming. So in a couple we'll be looking at 90. We're still here. We're still strong. With my new position of transitioning to a different role within the Sports Commission that also still owns the NBC and the NBC World Series. I haven't been able to put as much time and effort into it that I'd like to, or that I've done in the past as well. We're going to, shore that up. We're going to hire someone who can come in and focus on the NBC, much like what I did before. So we'll do that after this year's World Series. We're just not in a place to do that right now, but we will be. So just a lot of things have been flying around. We came out of the pandemic and didn't know if we were going to play in 2020, and we pulled it off and had 13 teams come in, and everybody had to wear masks when nobody wanted to wear masks at all, but we were the first event in Wichita from a live sporting event that was going on, and then coming out of and playing last year. So it's we're still waiting for some dust to settle, and there's some conversation that needs to take place even more too.
Well, and I always thought about it, like being a part of the NBC, how big a part of Wichita that is. It's just unbelievable. It just goes hand in hand, everything together and all that. And then when all this happened with you guys, it's quite an adjustment. It was kind of adjustment not just for you guys, but also for the city, the fans. You used to have it around the clock. You used to have all those old things, and everything. The NBC's been a bunch of adjustments. It's had to be, and that's just the times. And it's great that you guys are staying in there. That's why we believe this league. Everybody believes in the NBC, and that's why we're staying in it. And it really, I know it's not. People, it's not downtown, okay, but we're still going to have the NBC, and you got the people that believe in you. And I like I said, Kevin, I just look at it and I go, man, what you've been through. Since you started, you and I, we go back. I was thinking back in the media days.
Yeah.
You know, and all that. You were a cake. And one question I did have for you, and you started out, you were in the media.
Yeah.
And you know, people didn't know that. And there's some people just think you're an NBC guy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you what was that opportunity for you to get into the NBC National Baseball Congress and to leave the media?
You know, it wasn't intended, honestly. It was a situation where I moved back to Wichita. I've been gone from Wichita for 10 years and had a chance to come back and came back and actually was between jobs. And at that time, that was when Casey Walk was the tournament director of the NBC. Right. Casey was getting out, and there was an opportunity and a conversation with Josh Robertson, you know, who was the GM of the Wingnuts and the NBC at that time, and you know, and Josh thought, well, he's the right guy.
Right.
So
right.
you know, I used the term it was an opportunity, and so. And then how it's just kind of transcended in the past decade to what it is now is honestly kind of just unexpected at the same time. So, you know, I believe in perseverance and capitalizing on opportunities when they present themselves. You know, and so I think it's worked out that way. Now you know, I don't think we ever anticipated that Lawrence Dumont Stadium would have been torn down, and that we'd ever go through a pandemic and all this stuff that we've gone through as a world. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I wish we have been able to do. This is my 10th year on the NBC, and I'm not satisfied with where we sit with it. I'm not satisfied with the level of play, level of competition. Now, because I've got a pretty lofty vision, but a lot of that vision just comes from the history and the tradition of the NBC. So it's not that it's not like I'm trying to, you know, write my own book here, but it is a different time now. And you know this as being a coach and an owner of an organization, you know, from players and how they look at summer baseball to you know, there's more teams and there's more leagues around the country than ever before in summer collegiate baseball, but it doesn't mean it's that good.
Right. The quality, the quality.
And also, I think, and you're a throwback guy. You do this purely for the love of the game, and not everyone does that.
Right.
There is definitely and you know this. There is a changing of the guard in a way in a lot of areas where it's a different mentality, a different approach to the summer game. You know, and which is unfortunate because the summer game has never been that high-profile type of baseball.
Right.
It's good baseball, but it's not, you know, the dollars aren't behind it. Now, colleges want it because it gets their players better. I mean, baseball is the only collegiate sport where there's an off-season of where a kid can go play somewhere.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep,
you know,
yes, it is.
You don't see college basketball players, men or women, going somewhere in the summer and playing. No, they're working out. But baseball, and now we're seeing it with softball, you go and you play somewhere.
Right.
So it is its own little unique niche. I know I'm sure when you have friends or you meet people, like, what do you do? And you're like, well, this tournament thing. Or I have this team here in Newton, and we play from June to August. I'm like, what? Because unless you're really deep in baseball, you don't know much about it.
Well, the thing is, what I was thinking about when kind of going earlier is like when you first got into the NBC, making that switch from the media, like I said, when you took over, did you go, okay, because things changed, and did you go, wow, I didn't plan on this, because nobody could plan what happened on all that. I mean, was there ever a time you go, man, why am I doing this? But I also know you're a competitor. I mean, it's just like you said, you've got plans, man, and you're going to stick with it. And you've been there 10 years.
I'm stubborn, and probably a little crazy too. I think that, you know, it's Wichita. It's you know, I'm from Garden Plain, but Wichita's home basically, and I know the importance of the NBC World Series to the community. We're a community event. We're almost, you know, when we ran for a whole entire 2 weeks, we were the largest and longest running sporting event in America. And, you know, so when you look at the longevity of the event and how long we play when we get going, and, you know, at one point we're playing 60, 70 games and beyond. and we'll get questions like that. And I'll certainly address 16 teams. I'd like to have more teams. It's just the more teams you have, the more days you play, the more games you play, and because of our situation of having to split, in today's world, Lawrence Dumont Stadium was great because it was all turf.
Right.
So we could get some pretty good rainfall and maybe have a slight delay, and then we could play again.
Right.
Now when we're having to utilize fields that are all natural, and I love the all-natural surface. Don't get me wrong. I think, like, for example, here, this is a beautiful ballpark, but you get some rain, and that can wash you out for an entire day. Sometimes, too, just depends on how severe it is. And so when you're trying to hold a tournament, turf is your best friend, honestly.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, that's a good hit right here. Let's see what happened. Well, it's a home run. No, it wasn't. Okay,
your center fielder caught it.
I got blocked out here by the tripods. Center fielder caught it. That's great. You gave me great news there. But when I look at it, I go, because of the future, it's like I know you had to have a plan, like 2 years, 3 years, whatever, down the road. And like I said, right now, are you right on the plan? Are you ready to?
Well, and that's we haven't been able to have a plan. We had one. We were rolling along. So my first year was 2013. 2013-14, I was with the Wingnuts and the NBC. And then in 15, we became our own organization. And so we got things. We're like, hey, we got things going here. And then in 18 was when the conversation of the new stadium being built, a new team coming in. So we knew 18 was the final year for Lawrence Dumont. And then, that we thought we would have a plan going where, okay, we're in 19, we'll play all our games at X Stadium,
right.
Which they were a fantastic host. And then in 2020, we're expecting to go downtown. Well, COVID throws a wrench in that. So we then go back to Wichita State, and that's when we started playing at Hutch as well.
Right.
The new stadium opens. Limited on the number of games we can play there per day, and limited on the number of days we can play there. So it's a hodgepodge of like, all right, we'll play in Hutch these days and these games, and then we'll transfer to Wichita, and that's where we're at it now. And so we'll see how this model works. It's not ideal, but as far as increasing the number of teams from 16 to more, not until we have a better hold on playing in facilities with turf, then I can. And also we talk about travel expenses now.
Right. Oh yeah.
Everything's going up that way.
Oh yeah. Everything's changed.
I know, we're our organization. We have the Buster Posey Award here next week in Wichita, and we booked our flights for our finalists to come in, and I'm spending up to $800 for a flight to come into Wichita.
Well, compared to what was it?
It's a round trip flight.
What was it compared before? What was it usually?
It would have been $300 or $400.
Yeah.
So flights have now doubled in a lot of places, and we can't make those flights until we know those names.
Right.
And as soon as we know those names, we start. But and so that concerns me too when we have some teams that are looking at coming in here this year, and they go, wait a minute here, we're going to have to drive in.
Right.
Well, then you talk about driving, and that hits everybody. We're approaching $5 a gallon for gas. If someone's coming in vans or, like Great Bend's got their bus and something, things such as that.
No, it's crazy right now with all
gas has been almost tripled from what it was, a year ago.
Well, I know we want to close up here, let you get going so you can watch the game, but the people out there, the NBC fans, the people that are very interested in baseball, what's one final message that you'd like to reach out and tell everybody right there?
It's still a great competition. It really is. It's still the best of teams that are able and willing to come to Wichita. It's still amateur baseball, and so you'll mix a couple former pros in there once in a while and things, but the pitch clock is there. So here's what I love about the pitch clock was a Hap Dumont invention in 1962, wow. And here we are, we're 60 years later. And now Major League Baseball is finally going, that's a pretty good idea. We should do that.
Oh, yeah.
And I get why they probably haven't done it just because of dollars. It comes down to dollars for them. But you know, the NBC is an institution, not just locally, but nationally, but there's more and more organizations out there that are trying to replicate what we do, but also do other things too. But I will say this: moving forward, as long as I have the opportunity to overlook the NBC, it's always going to be extremely important. And we're going to listen to people. And I know a lot of people have a lot of ideas and things like that. And sometimes we can pull them off, and sometimes we'll try. But no, I like the future of it. We just gotta, we got to clamp down and get some things buckled down for the future, and we'll see how that happens next.
Well, I just think people are so dwell on the past sometimes that they forget. You got to look at the future, and things change. Just what you talked about.
Well, we have to look at the future differently too.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was going to ask you real quick before you go. You want to do some of your old media play-by-play here?
Oh gosh. I don't have the guys in front, the names in front of me here. So if I try it here,
you can use pitcher. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
Use the positions, Kevin. Let's hear it.
I don't even know what the count. Oh, wait, there's a count. Okay. So we got 1-1 count, no outs. Rebels got a runner on first.
Still 3-0.
Got a good-looking hitter, number 35. There he is,
Yeah,
Guerra.
Guerra. He's a kid out of high school.
Yeah,
just coming. He's going to Biola University.
Yep. 5'8", 150 from Olathe. Pitch it in the dirt, and runner advances to second. So no throw goes down to second base. So a chance to get an RBI here for Guerra.
Those umpires are right on it. We know that guy out there on the field out there, umpire. I actually coached him, Mike Lentz.
How's that make you feel, Carr, when that happens?
When I hear him saying he's getting old, that really hit me, Mike. I was like, come on, man. I gave him crap for that, didn't I? I said, no, it's older.
No. All right, so here we go. Runner on second for the Sluggin Rebels. It's a 2-1 count. So I was a pitcher, as most people don't know, because I was that bad.
Our good friend Craig knows.
Well, I was getting on the bench. I was an excellent spectator. All right, so 2-1 is a hitter's count.
There you go.
From the stretch. Ball's delivered. Has a chance of being fair, but it is fouled on the right field side. So now we go to 2-2, even the count. No outs.
Yeah,
Sluggin Rebels are up 3-0 here in the bottom of the fifth.
You still have it, man.
You
still got it. I remember those days.
Just paint the picture. That's what I was always told. Just paint the picture.
It's good to have you back, man. Back in the booth doing this stuff. And anytime you want to come up.
All right, I'll be here tomorrow for your doubleheader.
There you go. We got the doubleheader.
Have not seen the Lobos play. A new team this year for in the Sunflower League for you guys.
Kind of look forward to that, too.
Had a chance to talk with their ownership earlier this year, and so glad to see that they're have come on board and going to play in your league. It takes you to 10 teams in the Sunflower Collegiate League.
Right. And like I said, we battled our own. We've had our own battles, but we've been strong.
Ball hit the third baseman. Looks the runner back to second base and throws out the runner at first. So that gives us one out now.
We are in the bottom of the
Brings
fifth.
to the plate, I believe this is the second baseman, Easton Elliott. His last time at bat, he had a 2-run home run just straight away center field.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. We were up here thinking, well, that's just a fly ball. Probably be a sac fly, and that ball just that's 390-something out there.
Oh.
He's not that big a guy.
He got good wood on the ball, and maybe the wind helped. I don't know. Maybe. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's still a heck of a ball hit.
Like I said,
Count goes to 1-0. Ball's in the dirt. Runner still at second base for the Sluggin Rebels here.
Scoring position. But, yeah, that's the thing. Just get a good pitch to hit. That's what I always preached.
Carv, I want to ask you something.
What's that?
What is one of your biggest challenges of being a manager? You've been doing this for
GM or the coach.
Yeah,
what part
as a
of it?
GM. As a GM.
Yeah, host families.
Yeah.
I think host families has been the biggest right now. We've been struggling with that. We're trying to get the community of Newton to get involved. And one thing I know is I think you got to win. Be successful. And we're trying to get the youth around here get into it. But I'd say that, and then just getting good quality players here that buy into summer ball, like you were talking about earlier. A lot of guys don't take it serious. I get mad at college coaches because when they do the profiles, Kevin, they don't put where they played summer, and I think they should.
Oh,
they put the profiles on their bios, so they played at whatever, and because summer ball helped. I know it helped me. Back when I was my Cali County days and all that, I played summer ball, and that helped. And it just seems that, what I'm saying, and it's important.
Well, you have a chance, especially for an athlete who didn't see the field that much in the spring, or maybe they did. Did the opportunity to come in and play, say, 30, 40, sometimes more games, in a competitive atmosphere, and then they have a chance to qualify, for the NBC World Series. That really puts them in competitive places to where they can go back the next year and have that experience. And I always think it's great for pitchers to pitch in the summer.
Exactly.
Because there's, you talk about being a competitor. That's when you learn how to be a competitor, is when you're faced with adversity on the mound. You come into a game and bases are loaded or things like that. You don't get a chance to do that in spring ball or in fall ball because you're usually playing in inter squad, so it's not as intense there. Here you're playing for your teammates, and as you know, this is as well as anyone, how a team chemistry comes together. I mean, there's years you may have the most talent on the field that you've had, but those guys don't like each other.
Right.
They don't get along.
Yeah, I've had that.
And then you'll have years where it's totally flip-flop. Talent wasn't that good, but golly, they loved each other and they played for each other. And so it's, it's like I relate it. I think this is why sometimes baseball managers become good business people, because if you can manage a baseball team,
exactly,
you can manage a staff of employees. And so, here right now we see Roger Ward out there. He's trying to calm his pitcher down. I think he's thrown quite a few in the dirt here last couple batters. So,
well, and probably the other thing is that's been tough. Sponsors, just getting sponsors. Because you see the billboards out there, and just getting people to believe in us that they want to put money up for that. And we represent, like here in Newton, we're Newton. We're Newton, and we represent it. We're playing other cities, and I'm trying to get. I go to the chamber talking to people, and I'm trying to get them out there, and that's probably been the toughest too. And it's slowly working. We have Pizza Hut now on board. We had some other sponsors. So, but that's been a battle.
Yeah, no, it's we're glad to hear things are coming together. It's always good. Great location. I feel shameful to admit this, but my first time here. And
that's why I wanted to get you here, because especially now it's all fixed up and it's nice, and they're still working. You saw around here they're building new fields. Big baseball fields like this, so they can have tournaments.
Great facility. No, so 2 runners now on the base pass for the Rebels. 1 out, counts 0-1. Got a good sized hitter at the plate here.
Yeah, he definitely is. It's
you getting all these farm kids from Western Kansas? Is that what you're getting now, Carv?
Actually, Tabor College guy right here, Midlothian, Texas.
Foul ball down the right field line.
That's Drake Gerard.
I also enjoy your concession prices.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I had some hot dogs. I think I had 2 hot dogs and 2 waters. It cost me $6.
So you met Miss Connie down there. She does a great job.
Yeah, I was very happy about that.
Yeah, like I said, we're still building.
If you can get some cold brews going.
Well,
I'll be up here all the time.
That's one thing we're trying to fight with the city on. Whatever we've had, trying to get them to. That's what we've been told. It's like Hutch. And then, eventually that might happen. We'll see. And I'll definitely call you when that happens.
Yeah, let's do. I'll help you build the beer garden.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got some designs for that?
Oh, yeah, I've been to plenty of them. I should know. Pick move to second, not in time.
Yeah, and that's amazing, too, because in summer, you really don't practice that stuff. And I was coaching the Newton Rebels, and I don't know if you remember, we were the offensive team that year in the NBC World Series, and Chris Pate was the GM.
Yes.
But he wanted to get out of it. Well, look at this one. Well, advanced both runners. One runner.
Little sacrifice fly by the hitter. 2 outs now.
But, Chris wanted to get out. He has a couple of daughters and coaching softball. And I didn't want to do coach and GM. I felt I'd be doing disservice. Mm-hmm. If I'm out there on the field, what am I thinking about? The GM stuff, the other, vice versa. So I said, I'm going to do this and let somebody else coach it. It has been frustrating. I mean, just like yours. I mean, job and whatever. It's just when things don't go as planned, but you got to keep battling.
Yeah. Well, as you know, and certainly our baseball is very relatable to life. The game does not go as you thought it would.
It definitely is. You got Balin Sorensen. He hit a 3-run home run a couple days ago. He's our player of the game. He's from Louisiana. We do player game interviews right after the game. He's got a chance right here for another.
Well, this heat doesn't bother him at all then. He's accustomed to this.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Gerard would tell you, fun guy to talk to, honey. Yeah, so quite a character.
So what is that process like for you to do you leave it up to your coaches, or because of your connections and relationships you've had for several years, are you the architect behind the team and reaching out to college guys and
this year,
getting players to come in here?
Well, we merged with the Wichita Sluggers. So, Jake Jones, who he was the one instrumental for most of the guys. I mean, we work together, but he's got some connections. Mark Standiford helps us, which Mark. So it's kind of a combination that we've been trying to do this. They needed a field to play on, and we needed a better team. So it's kind of, hey, let's do this, and it's worked out.
Great Ben loads the bases up with a walk. So we have bases loaded now. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, that's for Tyler Palmer. He was at the University of Nebraska, but he just transferred to the Southeast Community College there in Beatrice.
Okay.
He started out pretty hot. There's an opportunity.
Ball comes to the backstop, and that brings a runner in from third base then. Rebels take a 4-0 lead now. 5 hits on the game for the Rebels. Won't mention what's going on for the pitching staff because I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know. He's getting up there in his pitch count, too. I mean, that's...
So runners advance. We have runners in second and third. 2 outs. 1 ball to the batter, Palmer. Yeah, he still has his big red helmet.
Yeah, he still has that. But, yeah, when we talked to the Nebraska coaches, and they sent him down here. And I guess sometime, what was it, Gerard? Probably a couple of weeks ago we found out. He said, well, it was a better opportunity for him. So, What do you think about that portal stuff, all that stuff? You wish you had that back when you were playing?
No one would have taken me anyway, so it wouldn't have bothered me. I'm not a fan of it. I
wasn't. I'm not either.
It's.
I know when the NCAA did that, I go, "What? You got to be kidding me!" Because I always think sometimes you get that knee-jerk reaction.
I think it's a bad message all around.
Yeah.
It's and I'm old school. I believe you stick to your commitments and push through and just work to be better.
Well, it's just tough on coaches now because how do you build a team? It's just.
Well, I think there's things you can work around with transfers. And I totally understand where someone goes to a school and maybe isn't going to be as successful there as they we're hoping, or there's a coaching change, or whatever the situation may be. But for it to be so willy-nilly now, there's no teeth, there's no definition into the transfer portal, other than putting your name out there.
Well, that's the big. You want to call that?
Palmer strikes out, unfortunately, but he strikes out swinging. So I like to see that at least.
I like that too.
Yeah, I mean, better than watching a third strike go by. But
hey, I agree.
After 5, Rebels up 4-0 over the Great Bend Batcats. Looking pretty good so far.
That's right. Well, thank you for joining us, and I'll let you go back and watch the game. And like I said, anytime you want to come on up, let me know.
Okay.
If you're just sitting around the house and going, maybe I want to call a game.
I don't do that very much, so it's good.
Thanks a lot, my
Thanks,
man.
Carl. Good seeing you. Thanks,
Good
buddy.
seeing you.
They give away a fresh and delicious
And welcome back to the top of the sixth. Top of the sixth, as the Newton Sluggin Rebels get 1 run in that last inning from a wild pitch. So we called for a strike. Two-one count now.
Well, it's great to have Kevin Shanks in there, wasn't it? I mean,
when I was listening in, you guys talked about some interesting things.
Some things that need to be said. I mean, they hear from him because a lot of people don't know what's going on with the NBC these days. And I know you and I have talked about it and see where the future is. And we kind of find out about it.
2-2 count. So this one's fouled back.
Bretzer, he's 0 for 1. But all that time we talked, everything was only 1 run scored. And that was the pass ball, whatever, the wild pitch, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really that long of a conversation. It was just that there were so many innings going by fast.
Yeah.
But the bottom of the 5th was probably our longest inning. Where bases were loaded and we got a run off a wild pitch, which was always nice. So now Rebels up 4-0, 2-2 count now. This one swung on a miss for strike number 3.
Hewitt's doing a great job today, just keeping him off balance. A little lefty from Washburn.
That strikeout was sponsored by your Pizza Hut Newton.
Grayson Malone,
That's 6 strikeouts.
batter for the Great Bend Batcats.
Yep, I got 6 strikeouts and only 1 walk. So
they're mixing it up right there. There's the
had himself a
fastball.
night with that strike.
Malone saw a backward K last time on a fastball.
0-2 now after that foul ball.
I think it helps him being in the shade there, though, doesn't it? That's not as hot.
It's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, you can look off his jersey. It's pretty windy where the shade is. So he's nice, cool, and fresh as someone's kind of gets away from him outside.
Yeah, throws changeup right there. Just got a little away. That's not, he was ahead 0-2, so trying that backdoor curve.
2-2 count now for Malone. He's 6 for 38 this season. This one swung on a hit towards left field. That was a nice hit of a ball. And that one will be gone for a home run.
Yeah, that was a
Malone.
No, it's a double. I guess it bounced
Or a
over.
ground rule double.
See, you can't tell, folks.
Well, yeah,
It's
and,
like,
the ump was saying,
saying
they are saying home run.
so you can't tell. That's what I'm saying. You
It's
cannot
kinda-
tell. And I said,
They all thought it was a ground rule double, but the ump saying, no, that's a home run. So now Great Bend on the board with their first hit.
the first hit was a home run. And the thing was, is that it was a good fastball that was up. Hewitt's kind of upset right now, but he's pitched a heck of a game. I think he's done all he can. I mean, he's got to keep scoring some runs down the road here, pick up a run, like scored one run. Last standing, the pass ball, whatever it takes.
So that one was
Nieves up. Got the top of the lineup. Now, here's the thing, too, Jared, seeing him 3 times now. They're going to go through the lineup.
swung on a miss by Nieves. 1-1.
It's going to be interesting because, if you look at it, Hewitt hasn't pitched that many innings in a game.
Hewitt's already through 5. This one's a swing and a miss for Nieves. But yeah, you got to feel, you feel a little sad that your first hit was a home run, but you got to consider your first hit is in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, that's, he just made a mistake pitch. I'm sure if you asked him after the game.
That's another strikeout for Nieves.
He's a tough guy to strike out.
7 strikeouts for Nieves.
Nieves walking back to the dugout. We've seen that guy, he knows how to get on base, and he's just shaking his head because right now it looks like you just mixing it up with that changeup, fastball.
Oh, I think I said 7 strikeouts for Nieves. That's 7 strikeouts for Hewitt. Is that previous strikeout sponsored by your Pizza of Newton? 2 outs. Swing and a miss. From Kyle Gates.
Kyle Gates.
He has 30 at-bats. He has 8 runs, 14 hits, 14 RBIs, and only 3 strikeouts, hitting .438 this season.
He's 0 for 2 this game with a fly out to left and a backward K.
Sounds in the dirt. 2-1.
I don't know if any coach is going to have anybody just let him go and see how he goes, but depends on how many runs.
I do see some people warming up in the bullpen, but
there you go.
I don't think it's anything for Nieves to be worried about. That one's
well,
nicely
right there,
placed strike 2.
He was just got to control that loopy fastball right there, especially to a lefty.
This lefty is hitting .438 this season, so pretty dangerous hitter right now. So this one's fouled off. Two count, 2 outs. Gates looking to keep the momentum they have already from that home run. So one's fouled off again towards the dugout of the Batcats. Hewitt.
Oh,
a little inside.
I didn't know. I thought didn't know if he was going to hit him on that one because it's pretty
like
close.
He released it a little too early.
Yeah, I think he's getting a little tired right now. You can kind of tell.
Full count. And that'll be another strikeout
Unbelievable.
for Hewitt.
3 strikeouts in the inning.
With that strikeout, sponsored by Your Pizza of Newton, we head to the bottom of the 6th as the Rebels are now leading 4-1 with 5 hits. And we'll be back. And welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning as the Sluggin Rebels lead 4-1. As Dash Alvis for Great Bend is still out there. This one, a little outside, ball number 1. He'll be fouled back by Owens.
Yeah, Connor Owens is up. Got to meet his dad before the game, and down there in Oklahoma. Rough Oklahoma. You never talk about it.
Yep. So that one's hit towards the
this,
catcher.
Look at
That'll be a
that.
wild pitch.
See?
Owens taking a big old angle and reaches second safely.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Just put the ball in play. I mean, right there, and like I said, that grass just killed it.
I think that'll be counted as an error towards
Yeah.
Great Bend, even though I do think that might have been a hit either way.
Yeah, that was an error on the catcher.
So now Owens at second.
And the Dvorak's up.
Brings up Dvorak, who
Dvorak, the right fielder for the Sluggin Rebels.
replaced Dalton Patton after Patton got ejected.
In the first inning. It's Dvorak, whatever he can do, just get him over to third base. This is the kind of ball I like to see him play, especially when you're playing in wood bat leagues.
Dvorak fouls out one back.
You know, and I think we were talking about, I was talking to Coach Olson about it. It's like teams want to play to win, but they also want to get their hacks in for the,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, you can do both.
They want to play as a team, but they also want to get their stats up. I mean,
Yeah, they want to get swings and get at bats in. But I say you still play to win. I mean, that's what you're going to do in your college.
So that one's fouled off. Hits Dvorak.
And we were talking about guys bunting, and then said, well, some guys they don't want to work on bunting because they want more swings. Well, aren't you going to bunt?
You got to play smart baseball
Wait,
sometimes.
but aren't you going to do that in your college?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
You're
not
going
going
to do
to
that in
bunt?
college. You're going to do that in the majors.
And if your bunting's a weakness, and that's just, I don't know, maybe that's where it's going sometimes. And, bunting's not important to some coaches, some programs.
0-2 count for Dvorak. So he'll look at strike 3. That'll be out number 1. So that'll be 6 strikeouts for Albus.
The catcher, Jackson Young.
He's done a good job. I mean, he's actually, kept the team in there. And
5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs,
it's like
2 walks, and 5 strikeouts.
had the bases loaded, and last inning gave him only 1 run.
So that one's hit up the middle, and
Whoa.
Albus loses his glove. And that play would be, ooh. As he's saying, the ump's saying the first baseman kind of let off the first bat.
Here comes Roger Ward coming out there to discuss it, and we're going to – the umpires are both to discuss it. I don't see Safe, yeah. So the home plate umpire also saw it. Mike Lentz, the umpire's going to go talk to Roger Ward right here. And basically, what'd you see? Well, I saw that the throw was off, and the first baseman, I mean, he made a great job trying to. Yeah. He did a great job trying to keep him on there.
Hey kids, do you want to hang out with the Sluggin Rebels? Come to the
Larango.
Yeah, Larango's first baseman. He made a great job trying to, but he just took him off. That Mike saw the separation between the foot and the base.
It looked like if he did get his foot down, that probably would have been out, but we can't really see that far away, but the umps can. So.
Well, it's an opportunity right there to be a base hit.
One out now for Jack Bell.
Bell's been pretty hot, 2 for 2.
Bell's looking to get at least an RBI here. And on third and first. Alvis gets Bell swinging for strike number 1.
Bell definitely. I mean, Bell already he's scored twice.
A 1 count. Bell looks at a ball in the dirt. 1-1 count. Bell from Coffeyville, who frequently beats up on our Cali sports basketball team every year.
Get him in baseball, though, right?
Yeah.
That's.
As Albus checks back, the man at first. Bell, another low ball. 2-1. Albus looks at first. There's a pitch. Allen's nice off ball call for strike number 2. 2-2 count.
Well, I said, want to get this run in. And like I said, we were talking about insurance runs and keep scoring, get some separation going. Make it tough run. Because we know how it is with this team when you have a lead in late innings. They don't give up.
2-2. And this will be a swing and a miss for a strikeout for the Batcats. That'll be out number 2. Now bring up Guerra, the leadoff.
The shortstop, Easton Guerra.
Yeah, Guerra's up 1 for 3. That base hit lean, it's bottom of the first inning. Leadoff hitter got a base hit. It's grounded out. 6-3 and 5-3. It'd be great to get that nice hit right here. To score that run. And he was ready.
Yeah, he's ready. First pitch, fouls that one back.
He's very patient. I mean, that's one thing we found out is patience at the plate. And
he waits for his own pitch.
Yes,
and when he finds it, he finds it.
Like I said, that pitch was straight back, so he was right on it.
Albus, a little high. Ball number 1. 1-1 count for Albus as he has 7 strikeouts of his own. Looking for his 8th to tie Hewitt.
There we go.
That one gets away from the catcher. And now score in. Man at third.
Yeah, that's.
Now it's Connor Allen. Sorry, not Connor Allen.
Connor Owens.
Connor Owens. Yeah, Connor Allen's he was a catcher. I think he is in the infield. Oh, no, sorry. He's a DH now.
Yeah, he played for us last year. You're thinking about last year.
Yeah.
He played for the Rebels.
Now that's a 2-1 count. Man at second now. Rebels up 5-1. Guerra pops this one up foul towards right field. It's not coming back anywhere.
Be great to get this. Guerra get this run in right here.
Man in scoring position at second.
He's had quite a week. I mean, with the grand slams, he's had some
Back-to-back
good
grand
hits.
slams.
I'd like to see him finish it up this Sunday because I usually go, I guess, Sunday to Sunday. So, Monday to Sunday. Wow.
It's going to be a low strike 3 call.
Yeah, you don't see him strike out much.
As Albers picks up his 8th strikeout. And with that, we'll go to the top of the 7th. And we'll be right back.
Oh, boy, here we go.
And welcome back to the top of the 7th. And as the Rebels lead 5-1. Laranaga leads off for the Batcats.
And there's a new pitcher, though.
Pitch it. This new pitching change be brought to you by your Pizza of Newton. As we have number 15 Maddox Mayberry on the mound.
Max Mayberry, the new pitcher for
And Maddox Mayberry, right-handed pitcher. He pitches down at Northern Oklahoma College in Enid.
That one's fouled back.
And he is from Enid, Oklahoma.
So far this season, it says he has pitched 2.1 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout.
Well, it's important that he comes right in and throwing strikes. Don't want to get anything going with this team. It's one thing you found out. I mean, we've blown some leads 4-1.
Laranaga fouls that one back in frustration.
He's got a live arm. We know that.
Yeah. Hewitt's final stats: 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Great night for Hewitt. Full count now. Laranaga takes the walk. Runner at first now.
Yeah, you don't want the momentum changing in this situation, I can tell you that. Connor Allen's 0 for 2.
DH. Looking to.
Yeah, he catches a lot of games for him.
So one gets away from Mayberry.
It's a situation where Coach Olson's got to read and make sure that Mayberry comes in there and he's got to pump in the strikes. He's got to, rely on it. Maybe get the double play right here.
A little too low, 2-0.
Great Bend's 15-1. That's a pretty impressive start.
Be great for the Rebels to make a dent in that record again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You're trying to battle for NBC, what we talked about.
So that ball gets away in the dirt. I'll advance the runner to second. 3-0 count now for Mayberry. Not the best start so far, but he's still trying to find his groove.
Well, and that's the thing right now that Great Bend's trying to do. If they can get a couple runs right here, make it like a 2-run game even. I mean, they got some pop, and they can come back. We saw that. We've seen it the first 3 games. Yeah, right there.
4 balls. And I'll make the runner go to first.
This is definitely a game that we need. We need this game. Looking at the bullpen, whoever's out there, they got the hat. He's ready to go. So which means Coach Olson isn't going to play around too long.
Doesn't want this lead to slip away like it did
I mean, right now,
last time.
we
got a little bit more padding with a 4-run lead.
If we were scoring a lot of runs, it'd be a difference.
So
there we go,
called for a strike, breaks the streak. So we have an 0-1 count.
A.J. Musto. He's hitting 400. It's one of their good hitters. They have a few.
See, swings and
There
misses.
you go.
Strike number 2. Grant Farlander on deck.
I mean, the worst thing you do, is like walk guys in this situation.
Mustow almost hits.
Wow.
Almost gets hit, but Jackson Young's there to.
Yeah, Jackson Young made a great play right there.
Great save. 1-2.
Now that looked like a hockey goalie there, wasn't it? I mean, he came around, stopped it. It's like you're talking about being a catcher on a hot day. You know what it's like,
I always despise playing catcher, especially on hot days. Mayberry pitches it.
Big strikeout.
3 strike for Mustow. Big strikeout for Mayberry, who's looking like he's getting a little bit more comfortable.
That's what we need. Coach Olson needs this. He needs this out of these guys. You want to get confidence, especially from the coaching staff. Just come in and throw strikes. Just come in and do your job.
Clean count for Farlander. See, he swings and misses. Strike number 1.
Jackson Young, they're working well together right now. They're figuring out what's working, what's not. It's like his little slider right there.
1 strike, and he gets checked back at second.
It's like we talked about. You don't have to throw. Right now, go after these hitters. Maybe get a double play and get
a big lead at second. So that's
there you
called
go.
for a nice strike number 2. That's 5 strikes in a row.
That's going to be interesting to see what he does here. Remember, 0-2.
So 0-2, you don't have to attack it. You can play it safe.
No, I got him.
And he'll get him for strikeout number 2.
Great job by Mayberry to battle back. I mean,
goes from 2 walks to 2 strikeouts. So that strikeout is brought to you by Pizza Hut. It's Dawson French, the right fielder.
French is 0 for 2. He's hitting 174. What's going on out here?
I think some. Look like some warnings.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
for both benches, and might be some hackling out there. Or heckling.
which I don't understand on Great Bend's side where they would be heckling.
Clean count for
you
French.
know, I mean, struck out.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
clear strikeout. It wasn't like an umpire's call.
no, it seemed like they're both jawing at each other or something.
Well,
I don't think anything with the umpire, but
you know,
if
we
it's
don't
something with the umpire, they'd probably walk over to the bench and talk about it.
Right.
But it just seems like they're jawing at each other.
Nice.
So that's called for a strike. 1-1.
Well, the big thing is, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. You know, our team right now can't be talking. You know, we've lost 3 games. These guys, we just got to focus on winning this game.
I mean, we both have positive records, but one team has only 1 loss.
Yeah, they have 1 loss. I mean,
we started off hot, but
and even if we were undefeated, I'd go tell the team.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have a little meeting with them and say, no, you guys don't need to be talking.
I mean, humble yourselves.
I mean, I think it's so dumb when guys talk and all that and motivate the other teams, and just doesn't look right.
2-1 count. 2 outs. So this one's hit towards right field as that'll be easily caught. And now in the inning for the Sluggin Rebels.
Way to get out of it from Mayberry, man. I mean, walks, like you said, walked the first 2 and 2 strikeouts and a fly out.
So bring up the bottom of the 7th for the Newton Rebels. And we'll be right back. And welcome back to the bottom of the 7th inning as Easton Elliott is now to the plate, who had the 2 big home run for us. He's now facing 1-0. Hits this to second baseman.
He's got some speed.
Almost made it, but will be called out.
Definitely. So
He was close. So it was a little bit closer.
He made
than
it closer for a 4-3, which is a ground ball, to the second base.
Yeah.
He made it very close.
Probably like a 5-foot pass.
That's the one thing that God gave us some, speed.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't have a lot. I was just maybe average.
I never had speed.
Average at best, maybe. But
Clean count now.
I've always been envious of guys who just speed, just fast. Just like that.
I hate pitching against fast people.
Oh yeah,
well,
it changes.
On me.
It changes the game.
Yeah.
Changes the game.
Why not count for Gerard?
And when people don't utilize that speed and this God-given ability that you have to run and like we're talking about putting bunts down or hitting that gap and running doubles, triples. Instead, they're more interested in the lifting the ball.
It's kind of frustrating
sometimes.
Yeah,
and I've had to deal with that as a coach.
Yeah. So we call for a strike. Gerard facing 2-1.
I had a kid one time that played for me years ago, and he just wanted to hit fly balls, and and then I looked at him. I said, "Do you think these guys could steal 20-something home runs? I mean, steal 20-something bases. You know what I mean? So it's kind of."
So that ball's hit to shortstop. That'll make the play for 2 outs.
But that's what you were given. You were given this speed. Go out. You could steal 20-something bases.
Take advantage of
Not
it.
all these guys can do that. Oh, I want to hit home run.
Wait, just wait.
Yeah, just.
The cleanup hitter, designated spot.
Because that's what I realized about baseball. You know, you just got to realize your role, and that's what you have to do in, like, say, the majors and everything. You got to realize, hey, I'm the speedster. I got to get on. I got to just make solid contact, get on. I can help out my team in other ways.
Right.
And if you're a power hitter, then you're a power hitter, and you're there to, you know, get RBIs, take sac flies, and
Oh, yeah.
do everything else. Sounds fouled off for
You would hope. You know, I mean,
Sorensen.
There's another Pizza Hut foul ball.
okay, Balin Sorensen, he is 0 for 1, actually. 6'3" RBI, and he did get on in catcher's interference and a walk.
That one's low. 2-1. And that's why in baseball you get players like Wander Franco and some great infielders that can do both sides. They can hit,
Oh,
they
yeah.
can slug, and then they can play defense and steal bases. 2-1 count for Sorensen. That one's called for a strike.
And Dash Allen, it's amazing he's still in the game. I guess Roger Ward's saving some pitching. As we saw the other day, he does have some pitching.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he has 8 strikeouts today.
Yeah, and like I said, he's done a pretty good job. I mean, here it is, the bottom of the 7th. And there might be his plan. He goes 7 and brings in somebody.
So that'll be a walk.
Another walk. Sorensen on base. Again.
Sorensen at first. Now brings up Tyler Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer right now 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Looking to
Center fielder,
break the cold streak right now. Or maybe advancing Sorensen to second, sorry.
Yeah, it's
2
one of
outs.
those that you like NAI, you put in the fast runner in, you know, you can run for the catcher or the pitcher, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
then you re-enter them.
This throws that one low in the dirt. Ball number 1.
But you can't do that here. You know, not playing American League rules. I mean, I guess that's what it is now, ain't it? Everybody
Can have a
DH?
Yeah, everyone can
a
have
DH, but you
universal
can't run.
DH now. As Palmer hits this one up to the third baseman, and Palmer will beat that out.
No, that's pure
He'll be safe
speed.
at first, and there's taking that field. And the infield has an advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say right there. I mean, Mustang, he didn't do anything wrong. No, he can't. He got there.
He did the smart thing because I was heading towards shortstop. He made the smart thing to cut that ball off.
He cut it off. He got his
there.
feet
It still
pla-
wasn't enough time.
But you see how he got his feet set too. I like that. The third baseman, get your feet lined up and just let it go, and he did that. And that's how fast Palmer is.
And with that Palmer hit, sponsored by Central National Bank. And I'll bring up Connor Owens.
Yeah, it's a
a
great
wild pitch.
situation for Connor right here.
Yes, now Connor is in a prime spot to get some RBIs.
Yeah, Connor's 0 for 3. Ground out, strikeout, but he also got on base last time on that little dribbler there, and the catcher threw it over first base. He got on set, and he scored. So it was a very important run in the 6th inning.
1-0 count. So he pops this one up towards right field. 1-1 now. But this has been an impressive game by the Rebels.
Yeah, it'd be right
Defensive.
now. It'd be great. Just a low base hit. You got speed out there, especially Palmer at second. It's a little line drive.
Another foul. 1-2.
See, I'm seeing all this, Jared, in my head. I'm seeing,
Yeah.
I'm being Mr. Positive here. You know, I'm telling people I'm not a negative guy. I just tell it like it is. But I'm saying I can see a little base hit, score 2 runs.
Sounds a little high. 2-2 for Palmer as a little
What?
frustration by
A balk.
Albus.
Wow.
As that'll
Called
be
a balk. they did call a balk. He didn't get set. So Roger Ward's going to come out. He will not like this, especially with 2 outs.
Tough break for the
I think he
Batcats.
just went through his. He just went right through it. You have to hesitate. You got to. Roger Ward saying, "Why are you calling that now?" Definitely not happy, especially when he's pointing at you. You know, when a coach is pointing at you. And Roger's got to watch her. He's out of here.
He is barking up a storm out
Coach
here.
Ward's type guy. I know him pretty well. He's not going to hold back. But he's going to say his piece.
It seems like Great Bend is on. I mean, with Alba still out here, it seems like Great Bend's just trying to, you know, save some arms.
Yeah.
And I think that might be what the conversation is, you know.
He's out.
And he gets ejected as he kicks some dirt towards the ump.
Mike Lentz coming in there. Yeah, with a little action here. Roger's going to get.
Going to get in front of him.
I've seen him do this before.
As people who attended got to see a free show. His assistant coach trying to
Yeah, I knew Roger was going
get
to.
Rogers away.
So then, you know, that don't
Rogers
stay
walks
right there.
away, yeah.
Well, he definitely has to, and he'll be sitting out also, just like a player. You know, that's just. But he's trying to fire up his team.
More.
Well, Mike Lentz is an old pro at this. I mean, you know, he's been umpiring for, years. So he's going to walk and talk to him and say, Roger, you got to leave. Yeah, you know, listen to him. He'll listen to him a little, but he's going to escort him out. Assistant coach will be taking over the rest of the way. You know, I'm sure Roger will have some little say somehow. I don't know if it's a cell phone or what, you know, to tell him, hey, what pitchers. I mean, it's just things that coaches do. But physically, he's got to be out. He's got to be out of here.
He's still out in the field arguing. Now he
Just so
will.
you folks know, the concession stand has now closed.
So we just got word the concession stand is now closed.
Yeah, we got word. And I think they want to resume the game. And, I mean, that's like I said, we've had some runs. It's not all by base hits, but we've had them some other way. And what I say, what do I keep saying? Whatever it takes.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how it happens unless it happens. Yeah.
WIT. Put that in your T-shirt. Whatever it takes.
As Owens now facing a 2-2 count. So that one's away. Now a full count now. And on third. Albus still pitching a decent game. It's just, you know, small errors. As Albus gets that strikeout for strikeout number 9 for him. And that will end the inning.
Scoring inning. Well, we talked about keep scoring. Whatever it takes.
So that brings up the top of the 8th for the Batcats. The score is 6-1. And we'll be right back. And welcome back to the top of the 8th, and it's Brady Kreitzer. He's now leading off after we had a ejection happen to the Great Bend head coach.
Yeah, a little excitement out there.
I see a little show.
Well, I thought he was going to come out and say his piece and then kind of walk off. I mean, reluctantly, but it's just that nowadays it used to be, because believe me, I did it plenty of times back in the old days. If I got thrown out, I didn't have to sit out the next game.
Yeah, but in these rules, if you get thrown out,
if you get thrown out, a player. I mean, just like we have earlier when Patton
got thrown out for arguing with balls and strikes.
And if it's they kind of rate how bad it is. If it's really bad, I mean, I don't think Pat's going to be one game. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not.
It could be
fist or thrown, but
it could be up to like 4 games. And if
that one swung on a hit towards center field, and they'll make the play out there for out number 1. But I mean, never say never, but it's looking pretty good for the Rebels so far. Knock on wood.
Well, right now you're counting out outs.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do. We'd sit there, especially 7, 9, 8, 7. I used to have a bunch of guys, a lot of pitchers especially. So now Roger's out there on the bench over there, the bullpen. They probably don't know that, because usually you're supposed to get out of the park. I mean, it's kind of one of those deals.
I don't think he really has anywhere else to go. I mean, who's to say in a hot team bus?
But I've sat on the bus before, so I've had to go sit there and and it was really interesting because I got thrown out, especially in my earlier days. I didn't even use a cuss word. I just, basically do your job type thing, and just kind of on them.
I mean, they don't like when you say anything in that matter, as that one's hit towards third base, and that'll make the easy route to Palmer playing first now. Or sorry, that's still Owens. I read that as 17.
7. Gerard.
So it's Gerard who made the play.
But just, I look back at some of my career, some of the guys, and as I got older, I knew, how to talk to umpires.
Yeah.
and the first thing I would do, Jared, I'd sit there and I'd go, "What'd you see?" And if they could tell me right off the bat what they saw, I go, "Okay." If they said, "Well, maybe," or "I don't know," or "What I thought," I was all over them. You thought? How can you think? You got to either know.
Yes, that one.
There you go.
Nice hit from JoJo, but Gerard is there to catch that one in the air. Is that a great play in the field? Sponsored by Carl Hodges and family. The Rebels tradition continues since the year 2000.
So now we're down to 3 outs.
As we now bring up the bottom of the 8th for the Newton Sluggin Rebels, who lead 6-7. We've only allowed the Backhats to get 1 run. And we'll be right back. And welcome back to the bottom of the 8th as we have a Pizza Hut sponsored pitching change for the Batcats. As we have number 33, Brett Allen. He's from Australia. And where was his college? It was in Washington.
He was in Washington. Yeah, I couldn't hear whatever, but
someplace in Washington. But he is a sidearm. So very interesting to see where this goes. He's newly acquired for the Batcats, as that one's fouled off. I do love me some sidearm pitchers. I think my favorite pitcher of all time is probably Darren O'Day when he played for Baltimore Orioles. I think now he's pitching for the Yankees. So that one's a bunt.
Look at this. That just didn't get out far enough. That's good attempt by Dvorak.
Dvorak with the first out.
Yeah, I had the opportunity being in Australia. That's why I was asking you around the Sydney area. And back then I got to do a baseball clinic here. And it's called Parramatta, which is in a suburb of Sydney. And it was fun. And back then, that's when baseball was really getting going years ago. And a lot of people were interested in it.
Jackson Young up to the plate. Takes strike one.
Yeah, he kind of drops down. He has some good, nasty stuff right there.
I mean, I hated pitching against sidearm hitters because I didn't know where that ball was going to be released.
No.
It's kind of tough to see. As that one's an off speed.
Well,
nice
right now it's hard to see because you got the shadows and the sunlight. So you're picking that up.
Yeah, everything working against you as a hitter.
And the big thing you got to do, especially if he has some movement, try to go with the pitch.
So that was outside for ball number one.
And that's when most submarine or sidearm, whatever, they try to, the movement. They try to go away. They try to do more of a slider action.
There's some pitchers with interesting techniques.
Now, the trouble, usually what I found out, is lefties. Lefty hitters, because the ball's coming into them. And lefty hitters, that ball comes. And so they have to figure out something on what they can throw right there. He seems to have a good grasp of a couple of good pitches, though.
Allen gets the inside pitch swung on towards the third baseman. And he'll make the play, getting Jackson Young out. And, I mean, if you're the Rebels, you're trying to just get this over with and then get the quick 3 outs and you get to go home.
You hope so. It's like I said, though, you want to score, you got to keep.
Got to keep on upping that. I mean, 5 runs. It's safe for any other team, but we are facing against the Batcats who can do anything.
It's a respect thing. Yeah. And, these guys they've lost one game. That was the Hayes. So, I mean, they're actually.
So you never want to let off the gas pedal.
Yeah, they still have the top of their lineup. They're 2, 3, 4, which are very good hitters, as you know.
So Bell up to the plate. That one's up. Ball number one.
Yeah, Bell right there, laying off. It wasn't we call it, but not your shoebox right there. Lay off. Now he's hit 1-0. Now he can look for something right there if it's there.
See bunts. That one would be foul.
Look how fast he is, though, man. I mean, that's the thing. If he puts it down there, just learns how to, execute that bunt.
If you're a third baseman, not play. If that was fair, you probably did not have time to set your feet and make a great throw.
There's times, see, the third baseman's going back now. He thinks, he won't bunt again. I've had guys do it again. Because look at him.
Still only has 1 out, so he can bunt. I mean, he can afford one. I've seen crazy people bunt with 2 strikes as well. I mean, it's not out of the window or realm of possibilities. As he kind of check swings at that.
Whoa.
And they're going to call him for that.
Yeah,
as Jack Bell kind of looks back and, smiles at the dugout thinking, whatever.
Well, Bell just needs to keep cool right there. Just whatever. But he also checks swing. But,
yeah, to be honest, it looked like it was a little egregious to be called a strike, but whatever. He got the ball back. Now it's 2-2.
It's one of those things. I think if the umpire didn't call in, they said, "Hey, check swing." I don't think he would have been called. I think it was that. You know what I mean? But the home plate umpire did call it. So he looked right there.
He checks one more time, but this time he checks it enough to have a full count now. Bell is trying to
Okay, now he's got to expand that zone right here. Swinging anything close, it's right there.
So that one is swung on towards third base. And now in the inning, as we head to the possible final inning of the game, top of the ninth, for the Bad Cats to score 5 or more runs. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the top of the ninth as the Rebels look to end this game right now with the new pitcher.
Yeah, let's see who we got. That's Derek Shaver.
Derek Shaver. So this is brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Yeah, right-handed pitcher, Wichita State.
So that one's hit towards the shortstop, or second baseman, excuse me, as Easton Elliott makes that amazing play.
Great play right there.
Zachary play in the field, sponsored by Carl Hodges and family.
Yeah, Shaver 6'3", 205. And he's from Grand Junction, Colorado.
Grand Junction, yeah. That's where the JUCO World Series is always held.
Right.
Beautiful spot, and I love the logo. Anything to do with Colorado's orange or that yellow and red is always mixed well. You know, it's Kyle Gates or Simon Laranga, who has been pretty quiet so far, but he was a big problem subbing in the other night, getting a I think it was 3 or 2 run homer. So almost gets hit on that one. 2-0 count. Schaefer gets him swinging.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Nice little off speed. 2-1.
Little break on that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen Shaver a lot. I'd like to see what he's got here, but
It was great to see someone from Wichita State come in.
yeah.
So that one swung on and hit towards center field, and that one's just gone.
Yep. There's a little bat flip against. We see him do it again.
It's Laranaga. So now he cuts it to a 4-run lead. That's the thing, Laranaga, I mean,
It's his second home run against us.
back-to-back home runs.
Yeah. I was going to say, we've been doing a good job. He had 2 strikeouts and a walk, and then that home run.
But I mean, if you're Shaver, just shrug it off. You still got 4 more runs to make 2 outs. So
You got Connor Allen, who's grounded out, flew out to right field, and walked. You just don't want to get anything going right now against this team.
yeah,
I mean, we knew that was our best hitter right there.
but now brings up the DH.
And Connor, like I said, he's kind of a pesky hitter. We saw that yesterday with the 3 or 4 hits, whatever. I mean, the other day he had the hits. Just looped them in there basically. It's low line drives.
So that one's low again for ball number 2.
You know, Shavers just got to shake that off right now. You know, you come out, believe in yourself.
So he's kind of.
With
two balls in the dirt after a home run, it seems like he's kind of scared to throw one a little high. Yeah, he doesn't give up easy hits.
There you go.
That one's a called strike, 2-1.
Well, and sometimes pitchers, they just want to throw that dang fastball, you know. They just want to throw fastball. Like I said, we saw he has good off speed. Yeah. And, I mean, if you're looking at what?
So it's a swinging strike, 2-2 count.
Lornaga, I mean, what kind of hitter he is. He jumps on fastballs. He did that the other night.
He jumped on that one, certainly.
Yeah, he jumped on that.
Was like,
I think you want to show fastball maybe away, and then you come back with that break. So because, I mean, you look at it, I mean, Shaver's got some good breaking stuff we saw.
Shaver.
There you go.
It's a swinging strike 3. That's going to be strikeout number 1, sponsored by Pizza Hut for Shaver. Now with only 1 out, Shaver is looking at A.J. Mustow, the third baseman.
A.J. Mustow, the new batter for Great Bend.
That one's a ball. 1-0 count.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
1-1 count now. Mustow.
There you go.
See
that?
And miss.
Yeah, off speed.
1-2. So we now just got word that we're going to give Griffin Hewitt the Bethel College Player of the Game.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
We'll have Carve interview him shortly after the game.
We'll do a little wrap up here right after the game, and
1-2 count as that ball gets away. Make that 2-2.
But we can't do anything yet till the game's over, right? We don't want to jinx it.
I always want to knock on wood.
Yeah, believe
That's
me.
why I learning in the broadcast industry. When someone says, "Oh man, this game's going by pretty quick," wow.
I learned that as a coach, being hit Sterling College one time, 7-1 in the last inning, and I told my closer, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, they came back and beat us.
As that'll be a swing and a miss, or a foul ball. I think that's going to be a foul ball. We're going to get some.
What did he do? Yeah,
I think it was a foul ball.
But anyway, we were down. Yeah, we were up 7-1. I told my closers, "Hey, you can don't put your cleats on." And Timpson comes back. You know, they walk, hit. You know, because the pitcher went out in the 6th inning. My starting pitcher got him out in like 5 pitches.
Yeah,
he looked great. You know, and then all of a sudden, walk, hit batter, guy hits a double. Listen, hey, why don't you get your shoes on? Get out of the bullpen.
I feel like as a relief pitcher, that's probably the worst thing, you know.
Yeah. After that, I said
just
no.
Puts him in tough spots. So he gets some swing and strike 3. There we go. And Jackson makes a play to end the game. And that'll be the ball game. Your Bethel College Player of the Game is Griffin Hewitt, who we will chat with after this short break.
Well,
thank you to Bethel College, your hometown college. We are the Threshers.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, what you think of the game? I mean, it was a bounce-back game right there that I think Sluggin Rebels needed. We needed that right there.
To steal a win from this, well,
they're good.
Arguably great team in the Batcats.
But you got to look at the Batcats too. You know, they've been playing pretty well, and it's going to happen sometime.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to get a loss in the league, and I'm just glad. I had some coaches, general managers in the league, texted me the other day and asked about them. And I said, yeah, they're pretty good. I said, of course, anybody can be beaten. But I think I liked what Griffin Hewitt did, mixed it up. It wasn't, they jump on fastballs. There's no doubt. So
Yeah, Hewitt had a great game. Yeah, I mean, I think he really got pulled because he was tired. But Hewitt, he pitched 6 innings, only gave up 1 hit, which was a home run, and he only had 1 walk with 8 strikeouts.
right.
And it's just, it was between that or Easton Elliott, who also had a 2-run homer.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough right there, but I think for what we needed today, I mean, we needed,
Our pitching,
and believe me, we needed that 2-run homer
awesome.
too. Easton did a great job, and we needed that home run. I mean, at the time we're up 1-0. So, I mean, 1-0. So, I mean, I think it's the kind of thing where you just have to you look at it and you go, but that guy held him down. I mean, he had a no-hitter going for 5 innings. So that's pretty special.
11 strikeouts for the Rebels as a team. I think, we've had a pretty clean game. No mix-ups, only 1 little hiccup, and that was really just, someone, Patton sucks getting kicked out, but
right.
You live and learn. You live right past it.
And I want to talk about one thing about Great Bend too. I mean, Alex Rogers is in the lineup. He's a spark plug. He's like a Ricky Henderson type guy.
I wish Rogers was here to play against us because I'd love to see him play.
No, he's a great player, and I've got to see him enough last year, and he played the first couple of games. You see, but like I said, that's part of this game. You're going to have injuries, and obviously it's not a serious injury. He'll be back to battle everybody else in the league. But Great Bend, they're going to have some battles. They're going to have some battles with Cheneys and Hutch and all that. So
talking with my friend Spencer Maley, who did play for Newton, we talked last night, and he was saying, I think he's playing for Kingman. They played Cheney. He said Cheney is probably one of the best teams he's ever played. And I was telling him about Great Bend being 14-1 at the time. He said, yeah, but Cheney's different.
Yeah. No, they've got some experience. They got guys. We've got 3 of our ex-players, up here within, and they got some experience here. And moved on to Cheney. I wish they were here, but they're not. And I can't worry about players who aren't here. I got to worry about players that are here, but they're good. But but like I said, each team, of course, Hutch is always good. It's going to be a battle. So we'll see.
And with that, we'll take a small little break.
So final score.
Final score 6-2 for the Newton Rebels. We got 7 hits, no errors, which was a step up from the other day when we had 2 errors. That
there
were
we go.
Crucial.
That's what we need, a clean game.
Your final score is Rebels 6, Great Bend Cats 2. We would like to thank this season's sponsors, partners and sponsors. Without their support, college baseball would not be here in Newton, Kansas. Thank you to the Colonel Tom Mahler family, Pete and Paul attorneys at law, Pizza Hut Newton, Midway Motors, Bethel College, Dillon's, the Jod Oldham family, Shamrock Car Wash, Central National Bank, the Carlos Hodges family, B&B Lumber, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Graber's Ace Hardware, Arby's, and Way Roofing. A special thank you to all of our host families in Newton and Wichita for opening their home and hearts to these college baseball players for the summer. Tonight's game has been a production of Sluggin Rebels Baseball. On behalf of the entire Sluggin Rebels staff, we thank you for watching tonight's game and invite you back on tomorrow night, Monday at 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. for our first home doubleheader of the season when the Sluggin Rebels take on the Wichita Lobos. Thank you and good night from Newton, Kansas. But don't go away, as we still have the Bethel College Player of the Game coming right up.
Thank you.
And it's something that we all needed. We needed that game right there. And first, and I want to get into the game, but I first want to talk about you.
Okay.
We've been doing this. We got the UR Bethel College player of the game. So it's
Sweet. I appreciate it. Thank you.
and we, people, your relatives, everybody can see you tonight. Or, hey, this is going to be on for good. So, but let's talk about you, okay? Where you from?
I'm from Highland Ranch, Colorado. It's about 20 minutes south of Denver.
All right. So some good baseball out there, don't you?
There is some good baseball out there.
So when I coached, I probably had 18 kids from Colorado.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, college. So, I mean, I always liked college baseball. Well, just want to talk about your parents. Who are your parents?
My parents are Tim and Sandy Hewitt. They've been through a whole lot, supporting me through my entire process, all the way from when I was about 5 years old. My dad was coaching T-ball. He supported me through this whole thing. So I want to say thank you to him and happy Father's Day.
It's good to have Father's Day. It's quite a process.
It is.
Siblings.
Siblings, I got a younger brother. Unfortunately, he's better than me at golf, so I'll let him have that. But better golfer than I am, but not for long.
There you go. You can play me after you're done playing. You'll have plenty of time to get better. Talk about your high school.
My high school, Mountain Vista High School, out down in Highland Ranch. We won 5A state championship in 2018. That was my freshman year. And then in 2021 as well. That was my senior year. We won state.
You still stay in touch with your coach?
I do. I see him.
Hey, that is important. Stay in touch with your coaches. I'm telling you, those guys believed in you, right?
Right.
They believed in you.
Right.
Yeah, on your journey. So, you want to say
Yeah.
hi to Coach?
Coach Q.
There you go. I was going to ask you, what awards did you get? I mean, did you get any awards?
I don't even remember if I got any awards or not.
There's so many.
No, there's not that.
Get it, you weren't in it for the awards.
No.
Let's talk about the college you're at. I forgot to ask you, where you at?
At Washburn University up in Topeka.
What made you choose Washington?
Well, really, I walked in there on my visit, and I was just kind of wowed, I was wowed by the facilities, the coaching staff, all of it. I'm really glad that I picked that school. I also am there with 3 of my club high school teammates, so we all play together. One of them's on this team, so.
I know that's important too. Is I used to go out and get some guys, especially Colorado,
Right.
Denver area. We get 2 or 3 guys from the same club, same high school, and if they like it, they're guys are going to come. So
Right.
It's great. Washington's great place. I was going to ask you, something about your hobbies.
Hobbies, I like playing golf a lot. I like fishing, but I really
What kind of fish?
just bass fishing. Yeah.
It's nice to be up there in Colorado, doing the rainbow trout and stuff.
Unfortunately, I don't go. My brother goes a whole lot, but I don't go enough with him to go catch all the trout up there. I'm not a fly fisherman. I just throw it in there, let it sit, and hope I catch something.
What's your favorite team?
My favorite team professionally, I'm gonna go with the Colorado Rockies. College, Texas A&M. Johnny Manziel.
Why?
That's just both my parents went to Texas A&M, so I grew up. The 2 years he was there, watching him every Saturday. He was awesome. Yep.
What's your favorite moment at play?
This previous year in high school, or in 2021, I closed out the state championship game. I threw the 7th in a 3-2 game.
It's pretty special.
It was fun.
The rush. You understand that the rush you have.
Right.
Not just, players, coaches, everybody, fans, and you remember that.
Right.
Just remember that. Special person to spend like 5 minutes with.
I'd probably pick Johnny Manziel also.
Okay. Very big fan. Your dream job besides baseball?
I don't have a specific job but I want to go into sales. When I'm older, I like being competitive. I like beating somebody. So I have sales. That's kind of fits the job description.
That's what we were talking about, how baseball, I had Kevin Jenks, the commissioner here at NBC, we were talking about how baseball resembles life. So you're a competitor.
Right.
You carry that on the mound, especially today.
You have to.
And let's talk about that today. When you came to the ballpark today, did you feel? I mean, you're starting. Are you used to starting?
I haven't started the baseball game in about a year. So I started all through high school.
Do you feel all right?
I feel good.
Start off with high school.
Yeah, I started all through high school, and then it's been about a year now, so it felt good to get back into it.
We always talk about the wall. Did you start feeling it at the end?
Yes and no. I kind of started feeling it in the fourth inning, honestly, and I just knew that, I had to push through. Jackson behind the plate did an incredible job tonight. We pretty much agreed on every pitch called. The defense, we've had a little bit of issues lately, but they came out and they played their heart out today. I mean, so I want to thank my teammates, my coaches for believing in me.
And it's one thing how it goes hand in hand. I always felt like it's like if you're watching no hitter, MHA, whatever. It's always clean defense, great plays, and we had all that.
Right.
So anyway, but like I said, I was watching you today, and you started to get more confident. It seemed like everything was working for you. Talk about your pitches.
I think Jackson did a really good job of recognizing the hitter swings and realizing what pitches we needed to throw, because there were some times I disagreed with them, but I still went with what he called and worked out pretty well. Fortunately today was one of those days that I had every pitch working for me. So.
No, that was awesome. You get no hits through 5.
Right.
Did you know that?
I did, yeah.
At least it's being honest. Unless you're like a major league guy. I mean, you got scoreboards all over and everybody going, or you would think nobody talking to you.
No. Yeah.
So, no, that's great. And you had them all. Because they're a dead red hitting team.
Right.
I mean, they're going to hit that fastball. And so you got a fastball. You did a great job mixing it, both of you guys. So I'm going to tip my hat to you.
Yeah. Credit to them. They're a really good hitting team.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, they showed that. But we can be, too. And we made some adjustments today.
We did.
Hitters. We gave you some runs.
I mean, I thought top to bottom of the lineup, everybody competed every at bat. I mean, I have no idea how many pitches their starting pitcher threw, but it felt like 150. Everybody was just grinding out at bats. They were doing the best they could. We found a few barrels. We got the hits at the right time. So, credits to the offense.
Well, let's talk about you, the new Sluggin Rebels. What do you think so far?
I've had a blast here. I think the whole environment, the coaches. We talk a lot about on the team how last year there weren't as many successes, so we're trying to turn that around for the franchise.
And what's tough, if I can say anything to you guys weren't here last year. You don't know about that.
Right.
So it's like we can start a new legacy. We can start it. You guys can start it, right?
Right.
And that's what I'm hoping. We're all hoping. Me as general manager and you have the coaching staff and you guys. Zach Gillick's the only guy we got back.
Right.
And he's a great guy.
He's a stud.
Yeah, good attitude. He's definitely a guy we wanted back.
Exactly.
Okay, so now looking ahead, what do you see this team? What's it need to do? What do you like? What do you like about what's done so far? What do you think?
I really think that our guys in the dugout over there have done a great job of bouncing back. We've had a few guys with a couple rough outings. They came back. They pitched their hearts out. A few guys struggle at the plate, but I think they battle every day. I think that's what's important if we're going to come and get hot next coming days. I think we have an opportunity to do that.
What do you think of the league?
I think we're playing some good competition. That's a pretty good hitting team that we just played over there. There's a lot of good ball players. But I don't think as a team we can worry about the other teams. We got to stay within ourselves.
And I wonder that because me as a GM, I hope you go back to your college. Hey, I love the guy. Coach, we're going to send some guys in.
Yeah.
Some really good players. Because that's what you look for. It's
Right.
pipelines.
Right.
And that's what Cheney's done. Something Hutch does it. And that's what we're trying to get to. And I want you guys to like that.
Right.
So let's talk about who are some of your favorite players that you met so far.
That I've met. First guy, Gray Rowlett. I don't know if you guys know. You call him Corn. Everybody calls him Corn. He's hilarious. I've quickly became friends with Jackson Young. I think we kind of have a pitcher-catcher connection. Yeah. Ethan Guerrera. I think the most amazing part about him is how humble he is. You'll never know that he hit 2 grand slams in back-to-back games because he won't say anything about it. I think he's he's one of the best dudes to play with because he just puts his head down and produces, and I think that's what you need on a team.
Well, he got the player of the game. We bring him up to interview him. And, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Walk off, whatever. and he's like, just from that young.
Right.
I'd be
Yeah, he's very mature. He's very mature.
So, well, now let's talk about your host family.
Oh, they're some of the best people I've ever met. Michelle and Brent Kaufman, correct?
Now, you know they've been having
Since 2006.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Is that pretty amazing?
They've been. I mean, I can't even put it into words. They've treated me like I'm their son almost.
Yeah.
Great family, great people. They took me to a German restaurant last night. I didn't even know German food was kind of a thing. So, but it was really good, and they've been really good to me.
Like I said, they're great people. I've known them for years, and without people like them,
Right.
Connie Miller and all, we couldn't have a team.
Right.
What do you put people?
And I think all host families, and I'm just going to speak about mine in particular, I think they do a great job, getting us involved in the community. I come out here every day and I'm excited, and I hope more and more kids start to show up to our games and, want to become somebody to play on this team in the future.
Well, like I said, I can see you being a fan favorite. We're going to be getting like the new baseball club involved more, so you'll be seeing that. And also having a camp, the
Right.
29th, I don't know if you know about that. But so I think some exciting things are going to happen, and I want you to be a part of it. You got the personality, and kids are going to look up to you.
Right.
You do the right thing, and I'm just happy you enjoy it. But here's the big thing here, Bethel College. Give this to me here. There you go. You get the,
Thank you, guys.
yeah, you get the Bethel College Player of the
Sweet.
Game, and I hope you enjoy that.
Oh, I will.
And like I said, it's one of those things we want to, we want to sit there. We want guys to be rewarded,
Right.
somehow for what their accomplishments. And we all, Easton, he had that home run.
Home run. That was a big home run. We were only winning 1-0 at the time, so he gave me a little bit of run support. Made it a lot easier to do my job.
And that's what Gerard and I were talking about, trying to get him some runs, give him something so he can breathe a little easy.
Right.
So anyway, we want to thank you, and we hope to have you up here again.
Well, thank you.
All right.
It's a pleasure.